Hi guys, welcome to Origin. A few months ago, VenomFangX made a video about morality, and I posted 8 questions on his video. Now, I can't remember which one it is. I've gone through the comment sections of quite a few and I can't find my comments. This means that some of my questions might require some explaining. So, if I can find the video, I'll link it below. If not, I'll explain the questions as best I can in this video. Sean answered my questions by sending me a PM, in which he answered all 8 of my questions, and I'm going to go through his answers. Question 1. Why is there no mention of empathy, which tends to steer people towards the same conclusions, in your discussion of subjective and objective morality? Because empathy alone, if used as the ultimate standard, makes one blind to justice. If we are always empathizing, we can never punish anyone for anything. So my response to that, let's do a thought experiment. Let's assume, kind of like in my video to Got That Funk, that you could instantly rehabilitate someone perfectly so they would never do whatever it was they did again. Now God, being omnipotent, could surely do that. Why then is it necessary to punish anyone? And the point which I was getting at in my question, which I'm not sure if Sean understood or not, is, empathy steers people towards the same conclusion. What I mean by that is, because we have empathy, we strongly don't want to kill anyone. Now, of course, there are exceptions for psychopaths, but the vast majority of us have empathy. I don't see why we can't use our empathy or general compassion, our feelings in general, to, as a basis for this morality. Now, the other possibility is the one that Sam Harris provides in his book, The Moral Landscape, which I'm going to do a review of at some point in the future. Morality is made into a science. You study what effects certain actions have on a person's well-being. Question number 2. Of the infinite number of possible ways an omnipotent God could deal with the Nephilim, why did he kill them? What would you recommend? Now, just for those who don't know, the Nephilim are the offspring of angels and humans. And I guarantee you that's where Nephilim Free got his username. Anything other than killing them. I mean, that's the point, there's an infinite number of ways. God could section them off from the rest of humanity. He could put them all on some Earth-like planet in another galaxy, or even another solar system, it doesn't matter. He could fundamentally change the very nature of the Nephilim. Question 3. Where is the historical evidence for the Nephilim? I would suggest the Greek gods, the Great Pyramids, and other large artifacts of history, as well as some of the skeletal remains found. The Greek gods aren't real. The Great Pyramids were built by the ancient Egyptians. And science can explain the historical and evolutionary context behind any skeletal remains. Question 4, and this is assuming that God had no other choice but to kill the Nephilim. Why did God kill everyone instead of just the Nephilim? I'll ignore the implications of the flood on the state of the world today. What I meant to say was everyone except Noah and his family. It is likely the problem was so widespread that everyone except Noah's family line was infected. See my response to Sean's response to question 2. Question 5. Why did God have to protect his family line when, if he is omnipotent, he could have created Jesus anytime, anywhere, without even the need of a womb? Jesus came at a specific point in history. It then sends me to an article which answers the question of why Jesus came at that particular time. What it basically says is he wanted to wait for the optimal conditions to occur for which Christianity can spread. He didn't answer the question. Now, it may have been my fault, I may have misphrased it, but what I was getting at was, why does he even need to save Noah? He doesn't need another human being to spawn Jesus. Question 6. How is God unable to forgive without killing his son when I'm able to forgive just by saying, I forgive you? Forgiveness in the Bible means satisfying the justice that sin requires without destroying the sinner. By Jesus taking the punishment for our sins, only then can God remain just and righteous without destroying us. This doesn't explain why God needs this justice. If he needs this justice in order to forgive someone, then he's both not omnipotent, and even if it accords with his own morality, it doesn't accord with ours at all. It just feeds into what we're saying about how God's a very bad man. Question 7. Why kill something you created in the first place? God only made two people, Adam and Eve. Once they sinned, they departed from God's original design, and thus corrupted the creation, resulting in death and sin. Sin is often an obstacle and an evil, so repugnant that nothing less than death can rid existence of its continued existence. Now, Sean gives this explanation all the time in his videos, but it doesn't really explain anything. If you're an omnipotent God, then you know when you create Adam and Eve that they're going to fall. Even if you can't predict someone's actions perfectly, if you give someone free will, surely you have to expect that they are going to disobey you. So it's not even not being omnipotent, it's being incompetent by human standards. But it's more disturbing than that, because if God is omnipotent and did see this coming, then he's punishing them, having known all along that they were going to do this. So it's just an exercise in torturing someone for fun. How can you create someone knowing they're going to disobey you, punish them for it, and then claim that you love them? It's just completely ridiculous. This is what we've been saying. I didn't realise I've actually brought up question 8, which is why judge something you created in the first place and know the result of? So this feeds into what I was just saying. As opposed to letting it do whatever it wants. God gave us free moral agency to choose whether to love God or not. Free choice requires the freedom to choose, and this choice was given to man. Man used that choice to do evil, which God commanded us not to do, and so God judges us. We were given a choice to do good or do evil. We were meant to do good, we did evil, so God judges. Again, doesn't answer my question. See my response to question 7. Now I want to make something very clear. I know that it's very, very, very unlikely, if not outright impossible, that responding to Sean is going to make him see any sense, given his history, given how passionate he is about what he believes. If this video has any purpose, it's to reach the people who might still be open to reason, who might be fairly fundamentalist in their beliefs at the moment, but who may still have a chance of someone getting through to them. Because being fundamentalist doesn't mean that your beliefs aren't, that they're completely closed to change. If I've even made such people think or inspired them to think, then that's enough for me. And that's the purpose of this video complete. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.